checked out early. Okay,
You
guys.
might have fallen asleep.
I no, I was yeah, you're about right. We are about hey, hey, we're alive now. You know that
Yeah.
we're alive, and I don't care. We can continue to talk what we're doing, and but I want you guys to relax and everything will be fun. So now we're on knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Uh, is live and podcast live here on a Tuesday evening edition, and we are gathered. We're here every Sundays and Tuesdays from at 8 o'clock on Tuesdays and 7:30 on Sundays. And tonight I've got the scheduled show tonight is gentrification. That's the topic tonight, and we're going to have Mike in with M.J.MOTT, and we're going to from Farmac Holding Company going to be joining us, and we're going to talk about rebuilding and what we can do. I'm going to be learning tonight on how to do that as well. And also, I'd like to thank my audience that joins us every Sunday and Tuesday, or just watches during the week and 2 weeks. I just got analysis on the results of the viewership on Knowledge is Power, and we are breaking records. And so far, we are right at about 15,000 to 18,000 people watching per week. And that's a great audience, and I thank everyone that's take the time to stop in and visit. If you're not watching us live, you're watching us during the week or that next week, and I thank you. And we also on YouTube as well. If you'd like to see a previous program, you can go to YouTube and you can um, pick out the topic show that you like to watch again or watch. You can do that by going to YouTube. Please join my new page, which is it's on Facebook as well as Knowledge is Power Podcast Live. And that's the page that you're going to get our videos here. And also you're going to get a lot of history, a lot of African American history. Things that we did not learn in school or did not learn and did not know. You can see some of those articles on that page. It's very educational and you will enjoy it. Tonight I have with me AJ Turner with the NAACP, and who else you with, AJ? You got so much shit going on. What else you have?
Man, hey, look, Beaumont Independent School District,
Oh,
entrepreneur, marketing,
you
advertising,
got it.
you name it, I do it.
You got it. I'm telling you. And Jess Prince is also a member of the NAACP. Jess, say hello to the audience and everybody. Say hello, Jess. 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 Your mic, you mute. Is your mic muted? No.
I think yes might be muted there, man.
No. Okay, say something, Jess.
Hey,
Say hello.
audience. Hey,
All right.
Beaumont. Thanks
Okay,
for having us
okay.
on, Tony. Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if your mic was on. Now, and
No.
Greg Brown say hello, and I'm gonna say hello to you, Greg. Thank you for showing up tonight, baby.
No,
Uh,
it's not muted. Can you? Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. You have a little delay there, but that's okay. You're fine. It kind of fuzzy. Are you by your Wi-Fi or your router? All right. Okay, great. Okay, I'm gonna let AJ and Jess take over the show right now, and they're gonna talk about some of the things they got going on with the NAACP. And right after that, we're gonna get with Mike and I, and we're gonna talk about our show tonight. It was called Gentrification. So AJ and Jess, you got it for the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes here. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna let Jess give the logistics, and I'll just explain why we decided to put it together.
Okay, Jess.
Well, I'll tell you what. Due to the technical difficulties, I'll take it to you.
Wait, Jess. What did I say to Jess? Can you hear us? Put your thumb up. Say something.
Okay. Yes,
Okay,
I can.
AJ. Okay, well, AJ is asking you for. Ask her again, AJ.
Hey, Jess. Basically, you can explain the details of the event, and I'll just talk about why we put it together.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the details of the event are we are having a parade on Saturday, this Saturday, August 1st. And the NAACP is hosting this parade to promote the census. We're going to be meeting at Sterling Pruitt Center and lineup is beginning at 5 p.m. Our Grand Marshal is Terry Williams, who is the manager of HEB. He's a local lifetime resident of Beaumont, and we're so happy that he's participating and showing support. But we're really just trying to get awareness to the fact that the census is going on and encourage people to participate and complete their survey because our response rates have been low, and it's a critical component of our local funding. So that will be this Saturday.
Well, great. Now now tell us this now. Uh, where is this going to be?
It's going to begin at the Sterling Pruitt Center, and we will be traveling north on Magnolia and ending up at the Elmo Willard Library on Lucas.
Right, guys. You see the flyer on the screen. It's called the U.S. Census 2020, and it's called this parade. It's called We Count Car Parade, and we're calling all concerned citizens, social groups, organizations, car clubs, bike clubs, and leaders of this community. We have to get these census completed. It's very important that we have those census completed because that dictate what type of money that we get in our area. And so the parade going to start on this Saturday, August 1st, and the parade will start at the Sterling Pruitt Recreation Center. That's at 2930 Gulf Street. And I think the lineup is at 5 o'clock, and the parade will start at 6 o'clock, and it would end at the M.O. Willard Library at 3590 East Lucas Drive. So mass up and grand up and get up there and just join the group out there tonight on Saturday. Now tell AJ if you would. I'm going to bring you in here, AJ, but if you would tell us where is. Why we need these completed funds. I mean, these completed application on the census.
The census is very important for a tremendous amount of various reasons. We have the school program, where it's the funding for the children to eat at school, senior citizen funding, funding for if we have floods and things of that magnitude, funding for businesses in our area. The census is extremely important. WIC funding, healthcare funding. It's just so many things that come into play when it comes to the census. I challenge everybody to look up the importance of the census, and if they're not aware, feel free to inbox me on Facebook, and I love to have dialogue with you and educate you on everything. The importance of this and the reason we put it together is to bring up the count. We're currently at somewhere around 56%, and we want to try to break barriers and get at least to a passing grade. Anything over 70%, we got a goal we're trying to reach. So we just want to bring the awareness up and push the numbers up. I think the last time we did this was in 2010. It happens every 10 years. So it's very imperative that this year in 2020, we break the records. I think we were at 63% in 2010, if I'm not mistaken, right, Jess?
Yes.
Yeah. So the goal is we want to at least get to what we consider a passing grade. We want to at least get to 70%. So we encourage everyone that has not filled out the census, you can do it online. And we encourage you to get adequate. And I think it's very crucial that we don't wait to follow someone else. We all step up and take the lead. We shouldn't have to wait to follow anyone. So, Tony, thank you for giving us your platform, allowing us to come on and discuss the census.
Well, that's what this is what this platform is for. Knowledge is power, and it's for us to educate our community. We need to we can unite. We can bring us together. We can be more informed. And I appreciate you guys for the work you all are doing. in the community as well. And let me bring you guys back on here. There we go, Jess. There we go. I want to bring you guys back on, let you know that I appreciate the work you're doing, and keep it up. And those who else is behind the scenes that's working with you all, I wish you the best. I have a new. Oh, by the way, I have new camera set up that just come in on yesterday, and I'm going to probably try it out on Saturday, where I can go on the scene and do
Oh,
it on
great.
the show. So I'll probably follow the parade and going on, and we'll be live. Hopefully, if I can just take a little time to study on how to do this, but I'll be, I'm going to be enjoying seeing you guys on Saturday. But again, everybody, you can go online at www.2020census.gov. I've got it posted up to complete your survey. Complete the surveys. Now, everyone that's watching, you already know what I'm going to say. Please share this. Please share this a podcast. So those that's not watching and need to know what's going on, please share this information to them. And also like my page, like my new page, Knowledge is Power on Facebook Live. And also, the NAACP has a live web page, right? No, Facebook page, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, what is that address?
BMT
It's on Facebook Live. It's on Facebook, but what is the address?
BMT NAACP.
BMT WCP. Great. So people, make sure that you go to that website. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, thank you, Jess. I see that BMT NAACP on Facebook, and I think I got everything there. And again, if you got any words you want to say before we move on to the next segment of the show. Oh, wait a minute.
Nope,
Wait a minute. Natasha asking a question here. Make sure. Let's see. I'm sorry to put you on the spot here. Also, ask the elders if they have completed it. If not, assist them. Please help those. Please help the elders as well to complete those surveys. All right, guys, you got it. Hey, you want to stay on? You can leave, go, stay. I like it. Stay, enjoying the show, and we're going to talk about gentrification with Michael M.J.MOTT. Mott, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing just fine, Tony.
Now, tell me this. Now, well, you and I've seen some of your work, and I've seen what you've been doing lately in the community. So, tell me about gentrification. How can what this? I'm going to act like I don't know anything. So, I'm going to be part of the viewership tonight. So, tell us what you think about the gentrification. So
it's a hot debated topic. You know, they got your people on both sides of it.
Yeah,
people that's for it and against it. And
right.
I happen to be a person I'm kind of for gentrification. It's kind of my job to try to push gentrification along in the neighborhood. But the thing is a lot of times you can control some of the adverse aspects of gentrification by at least trying to control the process. And a lot of times we can't control what happens in our neighborhoods because we don't have ownership. So, like I said, it's I'm trying to take some of the properties and put that back in the hands of the people that's in the neighborhood at an affordable rate, you know, kind of at the fair market rates for what's in the area.
Right. I was a lot of times we go into our neighborhood and we see these rundown homes or homes that's just sitting there. And it is a process in trying to get those homes, and so the family didn't have a will, or the family had to keep up with the taxes, or it's a lot of different issues that goes along with those homes. And what the first step is trying to find the if there's a lien on it, or who has what is the steps? Probably I'm going to ask is
it's not any certain steps, but the first thing you have to do is find who owns the property, because that is one of the things that takes me the most time, is find out who actually owns the property. A lot of times you come up to some property been sitting there 20, 30 years, right? The family member may have died, and the children just never thought to change the deed over into their name. You know, it's a whole process. You know, affidavit of heirship has to be done. They have to have a will in place certain times. It has to go through probate sometimes. So you have to get kind of where the guy that's familiar with title issues. Look it up, through the deed records. It's in the county records. You can look and see if there's liens on the property. You can ask the neighbors and stuff if they know some of the people. It's really like an investigative process. A lot of times I feel like I'm more of a detective than an investor in real estate, because the investing portion is the easy part. It's actually getting a hold of the property and going through that whole title process. That's pretty difficult. But yeah, it can be a process, and a lot of times we can sit and wait till the city take it over and put it up for a tax sale. But a lot of times those auctions are going to drive the prices up to where if you're in a neighborhood that's already depressed as far as the value of the houses, is much the amount you can sell it for when you get done with it, it's kind of hard to go to the auction and pick it up because they drive the prices up too high to where it's not really a deal for the investor.
Right. Now, I'm going to give the definition to the audience of gentrification. I know they've heard of it, heard the word, they heard it in conversations, but a lot of times we don't know what it really is. So I'm going to give the viewers a definition of gentrification: the process of repairing and rebuilding homes and businesses in a deteriorating area, such as an urban neighborhood, accompanied by an influx of middle class and affluent people, and that often results in the displacement of earlier usual poor residents. And a neighborhood undergoing gentrification happens in certain cities. There's some good and some bad about it. But what I have always wanted to do, and I've always had a dream of doing, is going in and finding that property. And I know you can go to the county clerk office and get those information about the taxes, who owns the property, and how we can contact the siblings or the family members, somewhere we can go do that. And one of my question is after we go to the county and we find out who the home for, now we got to do detective work. Now we got to find the family.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, and once you find a family, what you can do, you say, hey, I want to go ahead and enter into a contract with you to purchase this property. The first thing you have to do is make sure that they're on the deed. So with that, you may have to become a little bit well versed in actually the heirship issues and stuff when it comes to title. A lot of times they may have not been through probate. So like I said, it's a document called an affidavit of heirship. You got to get, it's like two disinterested parties that can attest that this person, lived for so long, died on this date. A lot of times it's like a family friend that can say that, yeah, this is the person's child, they're still alive, and they didn't have a will, but this person is the person who it should pass to. Sometimes you may have to get a lawyer to help you out with it, because some of them, it gets a little complicated, depending on how many family members it got that's still alive, because you won't have a clear title if there's still family members that are out there, running around, and they can come back and say, hey, I got a claim on this property, you can't buy it, so it does get a little difficult when it comes to the heirship issues. But if you can find a property and you actually have the owner right there, and you can talk to him, you just enter into a purchase contract with him. You can ask a realtor to do the contract for you, or if you're a little versed in real estate, you can actually do the contract yourself and bring it to the title company. I know some decent, I guess, that people that help you out with that too. I work with Jamie Lillard, and she does a lot of good investigative work for me. But a lot of times you have to do a lot of it yourself. You sit in front of the computer for a long time. You don't have to actually go to the courthouse, because everything's online. On the tax website, you can get on the Texas dot. I forget which one, the Jefferson County Texas dot. You look it up, it's gonna pop right up. Jefferson County taxes online, I believe that's what it is.
Yeah, no, it's Jefferson County Appraisal Office, District Office.
There you go. It's all online, and you do that little detective work, and bring that information to them. Offer them a price that's decent, and you can go ahead and purchase that right from them. But a lot of times people will come to me because I have so many that I'm already working on. So they say, hey, what you got? And I show them what I have, and if I can get it pushed all the way through title, then yeah, they can pick up a property and rehab it themselves, and that's a whole process in itself.
Yes, it is. Now, when we're talking about rebuilding, and and I have a relative that passed away, and and she did not have any kids, and her husband passed away. Her first husband, second husband passed away before she passed away, and she had no kids. And I was notified about the home, and what you're saying is that I had to track it down where this home was. I mean, who? I mean, she's been deceased for 5 6 years, and I'm trying to find a deed and things like that. So what happened is that I had to get an attorney to, or I did not know at the time that I can go and track down the ownership trail over at the county courthouse. And but once I did that, then I had to get an airship.
Right.
Right. So
yeah, right. You got to get listed as the actual owner.
right.
Then
See,
after the new owner, now you can go ahead and start dealing with buying, selling, and making actual transfers with that property.
right, because I was the last living relative.
Mm-hmm.
So now I inherited something that I didn't know anything about. This is why I tell a lot of people all the time, and we've had this show before, maybe twice, about leaving a will so that that your relatives or your family or your kids won't have a problem in the end after you're gone.
Yeah, and it's not that hard to get a will done. A lot of times, I think you get it done for less than $200-300.
Right.
And just update it every now and then. Just when things change, you can update it and keep it updated because, like I said, it helps out a lot. And when you pass away, anything that you have can be transferred based on what you want to happen and not what other people want to happen.
Right, right. And those who's watching tonight or who's going to be watching this podcast, you can always go to the jcad.org website and get that information. Thank you, Kathy. So what we're going to do here is let's talk about. I didn't mean to go to that shot there, but we're talking about when we talk about deteriorating areas. That's like we have that in our area.
Oh yeah.
And we have plenty area, and we've got infrastructures for that already. When I say infrastructure, people, I'm talking about streets and gutters, and so that's already in place. So, what I like to do in the process of this is getting the type of gentrification I like to do is to place new affordable homes.
Exactly. And I mean, we do have a little problem with. I mean, we get some resistance to it sometimes because sometimes when you build a new homes in an older area that's maybe a historic area. My favorite one in Beaumont, the Pear Orchard, where I was born and raised, is you drop a new home in there and it doesn't match the character of the neighborhood. And sometimes if you want to keep the character and the history of the neighborhood, what I would rather do is go in there and actually take a older home and remodel it to modern standards, and a lot of them used to be like 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. We tack another bedroom on there and put another bathroom in it, increase it a little bit, but kind of keep that the character of the place the same. And that way, when people they can see it's a transition when you come into the Pear Orchard, like okay, it's history behind this. We kind of see what was going on here and kind of be a part of that history moving forward.
Well, it can be done, and I watched Houston. I even watched College Station.
Oh yeah,
gentrification and again, gentrification is rebuilding or redeveloping an area, and I've kind of looked at some things like what maybe we can just get a investment, a group of investors ourselves, and buy a block.
Mm-hmm.
Buy a block. And
I hear a lot of people, and they say the same thing, man. They're trying to get together, get a group together, fund together to buy properties. But a lot of times, what I've seen with the people trying to do it as a group is they don't get the entity correct. A lot of times, to do something like that, you may need some financial advisors to get the money portion right. Because there's a lot of funds out there that you can get grants, you can get hard money lenders. It's all type of financing out there to do this. But a lot of times people want to do it with just, hey, me and a couple of buddies, we're gonna get together and do it. But to really get, the money you need in to square away like a couple of blocks at a time, you're gonna need, big time money. And it's not, you don't want to sit there and use up everyone's money that they need to live on to repair the block. It should be investment coming from, Texas. The state of Texas gives us plenty of money to go ahead and in there and repair homes, and make them affordable, housing. We just have to get the entity correct and move forward with that, legally. I've seen a lot of issues with that. People had tried and didn't really get what they wanted out of it. May flip a few houses, but not get a whole block done, like the way we want to do.
That you say you can go to the state of Texas and get funds for doing redevelopment.
Right. There's grants out there. What is that?
That's the word I want to hear. Grants.
There's grants out there to do it. There's a lot of grant money. What would they call it? It's block grants. And I didn't mind blank right now, but yeah, if you look up block grants for affordable housing, you put it right up. Grants.gov, I believe, is on there. You can scroll right down through there. You have to be a certain type of entity, like I said before, maybe a 501c3, and you can pull that money in. And also, like I said, if you have some decent contractors out in that area, you can utilize your local contractors to do that work.
Right.
And I'm kind of the middleman, in the whole process. And I'm trying to find the properties, and I'm trying to find people that want to develop at the same time, so we don't have, the slumlords is buying them all up real cheap and not really, changing them and kind of leaving them the same. And, you're not improving the neighborhood like that,
Right.
So we want to get them into brand new houses and keep the character the same and make it affordable for the working people in the neighborhood.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That is my goals to be able to take a block. And I was thinking, that's in like in the South End area. You got infrastructure there. It's infrastructure. You got curb and gutter already there, and and I know that property is not that expensive. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. If you get a couple of lots out there less than $2,000, you can get a lot.
That's
and they're larger lots than you would find on, say, the West End. You got a lot of space to do what you need to do. It's just trying to bring the people in, because we've been having a lot of, I call it the brain drain. People that go to college and then they leave and they don't come back. It's nothing really holding them in Beaumont, because they want to get out and do something bigger and better.
Right. Well, so displacement of the current residents. Let's talk about that.
That would be one of the bad aspects of gentrification. When you bring people in and toward the higher end of the middle class, and you build properties that no one in that area can afford.
Right.
The average house out there may be going for $60,000 to $80,000, and then you throw up a giant house next to it for $250,000. That's when you start to get the displacement of the people that are already there. And normally, when you're in an area that has been suffering that long from disinvestment, it's gonna be people that are it's no way that they can keep up with the cost of living when you bring in properties of that nature. But if you can, like I say, plan your development and have people come in with the same idea, hey, we're gonna go ahead and build these properties for a price that's affordable for the people that are there, and or maybe a little bit higher, you can bring the area up without pushing people out. And you bring back retail too. A lot of people, because a lot of stores have left that side of town. You bring them all back in when they see that, okay, there's more people there to spend money, so they're gonna bring the stores back, so you can spend your money.
Right. Well, you got to have that to bring those stores back in the area.
Right.
But I believe, and I truly believe, and I'm gonna keep digging on it, and to see that I can find that I like to help someone or just invest in putting together blocks. I mean, in the affordable homes for
stay with me then,
affordable people or for veterans.
Good. That's exactly what we're trying to get to.
Did I say something?
No. I say stay with me there.
Right.
Exactly is building a whole block and doing that together. I'm just a small guy by myself right now. I'm doing one house at a time. Definitely, we would like to do that. I think we froze up.
Oh, okay. Got a little lost there a little bit. There we
Mm.
go. With it. What happened?
Yeah, I think I had a little fluctuation on my maybe my Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, but anyway, so we're on the same page now. We're talking about affordable home. So what I'm doing is one at a time. I'm taking a $15,000, $20,000 home, and I'm going back into it, and I am remodeling it. I'm doing the kitchens. I'm doing the upgrade in the kitchens and the bathrooms and wood floors and making a home reasonable and livable for
Right.
for affordable person to not for being affordable for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting people in there that's contracted and working in it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm putting people to work, and it's a lot of work, and that is what I want to do because that I went to an auction in Beaumont. I can't remember just before we went on the shutdown on the coronavirus, and they had
Mark.
auction home, yeah. And let me tell you something. Those people drove the market up to the ceiling. I mean, it would. I never had a chance.
Mm. I think it froze me up again here. The signal that got bad. It is. Yeah. What would happen there? 1 second. Yeah, he been froze. I can't do that. I don't know if you're still getting my messages up in there. Let me see here. I think you might have lost him, man. Shoot, hold on. Let me see. Let me mute it.
Well, we're back. Well, I'm back. Lost lost our signal. My guest lost his signal and froze up my signal, and we were out for about 10, 15 minutes, I guess. So I guess we'll pick this up another time. Well, while I'm on there, let me go back and look at some of the comments. Maybe we can talk about some of those things that you asked about. Okay, maybe I can't get my guest to get back on. Okay, we was in the middle of our conversation talking about gentrification here in Beaumont, Texas. So um, I guess he's not giving. Hey, I've texted him to see if he can get back on and see if we can get this back on and finish what we was talking about. And I guess it ain't gonna work tonight. We'll pick. Guess we'll reschedule this and come back at it again. So while I'm here to let you remind you that. On Sunday, I will have the HPAC here. That's a Hispanic. I can't think of the name of the group, but it's a Hispanic group that's going to be merging with the NAACP and the African American community to kind of increase the voters registration for the general election and also the 2020 census. I'm just hoping that my guest will pop back in, but I guess not. And also, we're going to have the school board, Beaumont Independent School Board, here with us next week as well. I think that's on my schedule. But in the meantime, thank you guys for dropping in and viewing Knowledge is Power. And I'm sorry for the technical interruption. But we'll see you again on next Sunday with the HPAC. Join us down on that and kind of see what's going on with the Hispanic group, that young group of Hispanics that's joining the African American community and our groups in the NAACP to strengthen in numbers so that we can go to the polls and vote Sunday. Uh, Hey, Sherry Perkins, and let's see here, who else here? Hey, Ashley Dar, Andrea Lee, Terry Roy, uh, D Mac Holden. She's a Cowboy fan. She loves talking about them Cowboys. Sick as a dog. But anyway, and thank you, cousin Kathy Wingate, for giving me some of those information that I need. Hey, my cousin Linda Spikes Jones, and let's see here who else dropped in on us that kind of left a comment here with us. And Judge Ben Collins, he's dropped in. Thank you too, my brother. But again, I will see you on next Sunday. I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry for our interruption, our technical interruption tonight in the middle of a show. We lost all the signals here in the area. Here we did, and my guest also did as well. But again, folks, I'll see you on Sunday at 7:30. And I appreciate you and I appreciate your viewership. Thank you so much. And like I always say, God bless.